Alright, there really ain't nothing else to say into this video. I'm probably gonna title this something like my prediction is not looking so good, and honestly, that's all you need to know. At the beginning of this season or off season, I forgot exactly when, I had uploaded a video titled "The Lakers Will Be the 2021 NBA Champions." Now, part of this could have just been me being a LeBron fan. Or part of this could have been me real. Part of this could have been that back then I think everybody saw them as favorites, and me, I did not expect James Harden to do what he did. I knew he might get traded, but I didn't expect him to be traded to Brooklyn, and especially for them not to go away Kyrie. So anyway, I think we should move on about the Lakers' problems and how they're even gonna get to the next round, let alone win the championship. So, beginning of the season was actually going good for the Lakers. They were like the number one seed, if I'm correct, number one or number two seed. They were dominant. They were the best defensive team, one of the best offensive teams. Like they were looking like they were ready to at the minimum make the conference finals. And you have LeBron on your team, so chances are they were going to make the finals. But then injury struck them. First it was AD, and we all thought LeBron could carry the load, which he did, but we didn't. We also expected his body to keep up, but sometimes we just get too spoiled with LeBron and how he's the Iron Man that never gets hurt. But I think we as NBA fans have to keep in mind this. He's 36 years old. He's a 36-year-old man. We can't expect him to stay healthy throughout an entire season. Well, yes, I think we can expect him to stay pretty much healthy for an entire season, but not when he's carrying the load he had to carry when AD was gone, and when Dennis Schroeder got injured. It was awful. And well, we saw what happened. LeBron got an ankle injury, and that kept him out for basically the rest of the season. Yeah, basically, because when he came back, he wasn't 100%. And that honestly really hurt their chances of championship. They went from the number one favorites down to like I think they're like the fifth favorite. I might be wrong. They might be lower or they might be higher. I don't even know how they vote for like who's the favorite to win a championship and stuff, but it's whatever. So we're coming to the playoffs, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, LeBron's not 100%, but AD, he's shown that he's getting his feet set. He's played enough games where, he should be able to have his feet. He should be able to, produce for this team, and he didn't quite do that the first two games. He did not quite do that, but obviously stupid me. He actually did not produce in game one, but in game two he came out monstrally. And you can say what you want about him flopping, about him getting too many foul calls. If you watch the game, AD did work for his fouls. Yeah, there may have been a questionable call or two throughout it, but overall he was working hard to get to the line, and it showed because he's already going to bring you the defense on the defensive end and just be. That did not sound good, but he if he did not get injured, he probably still would have made first team all defense and would have been a huge candidate for defensive player of the year. But it still would have probably gone to go Bear. But yeah, things were looking good. They took one game on the road and went back to Staples Center and did really good in Staples Center because in game three is probably the most dominant I've seen the Lakers since. Even though it may have not been a totally dominant win to you, they didn't win by 30, they didn't win by 20, and they only won by like 10 or 9 or something. But if you watch the game, like that is the most dominant we've seen this team since the injuries hit them. And that's just saying something, because that wasn't even nearly as dominant as they were last year in the bubble. So, and they were looking good. LeBron was looking like himself. They're in that third quarter. AD was looking at 100%. 101%, and then it happened. AD got an injury, and we're coming in and we're like, okay, the only way Lakers are gonna have a shot in game 5 is if LeBron comes out as playoff LeBron. When I say playoff LeBron, we're not talking about like 2013 LeBron. That shit's not gonna happen. We're talking about 2018 LeBron, when LeBron was, he may not have been as athletic, but he used his IQ and his overall strength to just dominate that playoffs, especially like in the third round against the Celtics, game 2-7. So we wanted that, and LeBron came out and he looked good, but the thing is, with the way his teammates have been performing, with the way AD has been out of the game, and AD's health is a major issue with this team. Because he is entering his prime, but if he can't stay healthy, that's going to be very difficult for this team. I don't know what that defense was by me, but yeah, so LeBron, he did all he could, but they were running a zone defense every zone time the man touched the ball. He could not get to the paint, and they were just daring his teammates to make shots. And LeBron still was making shots. He was getting to the rim. He was getting buckets. He was passing the ball. He was rebounding, but he just couldn't carry it. He's not at that point anymore. I don't think LeBron, at least for this playoff run, because he still is not 100% healthy. A not 100% healthy LeBron cannot carry a team like this. He just can't. He can't physically do it with the ankle issues. Maybe next season, but we're not worried about next season. We're worried about this season and then winning the championship. So now comes the question: what next? Well, if I'm AD, even though I think at this point they may have ruled him out, if I'm AD, bro, I'm playing, dude. I don't care if I'm injured. An elimination game, win or go home, I'm playing, because all AD really has to do is just bring it on defense and be able to knock down jump shots. And I understand if he really significantly cannot move laterally, then fine. I understand him sitting out. He would just make the team worse. But if he is just 80%, he should go out there. He should go out there and play if he's 80% of himself, because 80% of AD is better than any of these teammates, and the rest of the starters on the Lakers squad other than LeBron. But chances are that's not going to happen. So at this point, the literal only chance we have of the Lakers winning is LeBron playing like 2018 LeBron, and that's going to be not chucking up a lot of threes. Obviously, he's going to shoot them, and it's hit or miss with LeBron. Some days he's gonna look like Steph Curry from three. Some days he's gonna look like Ben Simmons from three. I'll watch a Funky Diet bet again. He even had the point. He said LeBron can look like the greatest shooter sometimes, one of the greatest of all time, and he can sometimes look like one of the worst shooters of all time. That is just how inconsistent he can be at that three ball. But at this point of his career, he's smart enough. He knows exactly what shots to take, when to take them, and that is honestly why I have hope that they can potentially win this, because I was looking earlier. I was looking at some stats for LeBron, and in elimination games, he averages about 34 points, 11 rebounds, about basically rounding up 9 assists. And I personally I'm not giving up hope. I cannot say the Lakers are going to win the championship and have them get eliminated in the first round. And that is basically it for this video. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, my videos aren't consistent, but I just upload them when I feel like it and when I feel like talking about basketball, and I just feel like talking about basketball today. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.